Hello, class. Welcome once again to the Doktor Zeero Free Magic Secrets show and the Free Magic School as well, where today we will discuss the most important thing, perhaps. In any tradition, you should be taught to respect the elements first. And when you talk about elements, we talk about the physical element, but we also talk about the philosophical application, the spiritual, the psychological. So today I'd like to talk about the element of air and the element of fire, just briefly. So with air, when we work with air, we think of the divine breath of spirit, the ability to move through space and time, and the wisdom that comes from experience and study. When we invite air into our circles at the east quarter, we draw forth the sacred breath of life with vigor and clarity. Like the element of earth, air also has a long list of angelic and deity correspondences. The zodiac signs for air are Libra, air in early movement; Aquarius, air as it stalls over the earth; and Gemini, air that changes direction. You can plan your magic to work with the element of air by watching your almanac. If you want to do a lot of socializing or make new friends, do a spell or ritual when the moon is in Libra. Out to do some good and take care of the humanitarian concerns, moon in Aquarius. If you need to do 1,000 things at once or have to cram for a test, try the Gemini moon. The movement of air can tell us many things. It can bring the scent of spring, letting you know if the warming season will be early or late. If it grows unusually cold in a warm area, then you may have an astral visitor. Folk legends in various cultures supported the belief that the dead could ride on the winds. Several goddesses and gods are also attributed to this skill, including the Germanic Dame Holda and the Egyptian god Shu. Our first symbol for air is the upright triangle with a double bottom line. This is the alchemical sigil for air, and like the earth triangle, it can be used in your book of shadows. If you need to send a message to someone and you can't reach them the conventional way, try writing your message in the air sigil and hanging it outside where the moving air will reach it. If this isn't possible, write the person's name in the triangle and set a votive candle on top. Sit quietly and stare at the candle, repeating your message. Keep the message brief. Too many words and the meaning might get lost in the transmission. You can also try sending pictures in your mind instead. Run some experiments with friends and see what happens. The upright triangle puts the element of air in the active masculine category. Where earth magic lends itself to manifesting things in a physical form, finding treasure, creating abundance, and reaching for the strength within, air magics are more of the mental, studious variety, sending messages, writing stories, all the mercurial qualities, the qualities of Thoth, of Hermes, of articles, poetry, taking notes, composing music, studying anything and everything, clarity of thought, and weather magic. Wind can push or stall a weather front. Now, that's the point, is that simply with the triangle of air, you don't need a complex goetic demon symbol. You don't need any of that. All you need are the 4 elements. That's it. They're already put in front of you. The four most powerful ones. It's the upside down triangle, with the line at the top of it, and then you got the regular side triangle, and then the regular side triangle with the small line at the bottom. Those are the 4 most powerful sigils there are. Period. Everything else pales in comparison. They're all just hangers on, and that is what often gets so lost because no one will just blatantly say it that way. And this is why the pentagram itself is such a powerful symbol, because it's all 4 elements and your own life force combined as one person. That's it. That's all you need. The 4 elements in that, and different conceptions of it. If you want to study the Oriental view or the Western view, they all compute. They all have the same components, just arranged and spoken differently. So when we talk about the invoking and banishing pentagrams of air, that the element of air also has its invoking and banishing pentagrams, and are often drawn in the air with the finger, wand, rod, athame, or at the east quarter. If you're in a hurry or just need to move your magic to a speedy conclusion, you can invoke the air pentagram while calling on spirits of air to help you. If you want a storm to move away, ring a bell 3 times in a succession of 3. Then draw the banishing pentagram of air in the direction of the oncoming storm. The banishing pentagram alone works well to move away heavy cloud cover, but remember, in weather magic, practice makes perfect, if you believe in such superstitious things. If you need the bad vibes brought by a letter, court summons, or other nasty legal paperwork to dissipate, draw the banishing air pentagram over the offensive message. Granted, it will probably take more on your part to make the whole thing go away, but starting with removing the negative energy on the paper is a good way to begin. So we talk about the meditation of the air element. This meditation is best done outside. You will need a stick and several colorful ribbons at least 13 inches long, says an old witch. This is the words of an old witch in this one, by the way. Make a wish for each ribbon. Write them down so you don't forget. Draw one of the sigils listed above on the ground and sit in the center. Take 3 deep breaths and relax. Hold your palms open, the backs of your hands resting on your knees or your lap. Think about the element of air. Just close your eyes. Do a little free association. Air moves. It is the breath of spirit. It is food. It is food for our lungs. It shifts the weather. It brings wisdom and intellect. Just become the air. When you are finished, slowly open your eyes and take a deep breath. Tie each ribbon onto the stick, leaving about 6 inches of stick free at the bottom. As you tie the ribbons, state your wishes aloud. Blow 3 times on the ribbons. Set the stick upright in the ground so that the ribbons can flow free. Thank the element of air and the deity invoked. Just leave that stick there. If you have used the invoking air pentagram, then you will need to finish with the banishing air pentagram. Now, there are many air correspondences, but we're just going to talk briefly about using air in magical operations. Like the other elements, air has 3 manifestations: mental, astral, and physical, when used in magic and ritual. So we can visualize mental, request the use of energy, astral, or physically create air associations. Mental visualization can include wind, the movement of clouds, tornadoes, hurricanes, small dervishes, a summer breeze over fields, the rustling sound of leaves, the whistling or moaning sounds in the eaves, the path of a hot air balloon, or the filled sails of a sailboat. Astrally, we can use the sylphs, the elemental air association, to pull things toward us or push things away, or simply feel the movement of air in our own ritual circle. Additionally, we've got all sorts of physical operations that can enhance mental astral work, including writing a message on a paper airplane and letting it go from a high or windy place, writing on ribbons and tying them onto trees, blowing on our spell work to fill it with the sacred breath of spirit, creating magical banners for protection and success and hanging them inside or outside the home, and working with bells, singing bowls, and wind instruments or wind chimes that clear and energize the air around us. Favorite incantations, invocations, and singing also exercise the magic of air. Air can also tell you if the spirits you have called have entered the area or if your spell is working while you are in circle. This especially occurs when you work out of doors. Many witches work magic during storms to increase the power they feel they need to accomplish a particular goal. Naturally, you have to be careful because storms, as much as we love them, pose a threat to human life. Standing outside in a thunderstorm holding up a metal rod would be sheer stupidity, as would planting oneself in the path of a tornado to obtain power. But placing a 7-day candle on an enclosed back porch or by the bay window of your apartment where it can soak up the power of the storm works extremely well because it's a way for your mind to focus. The same way the moon is a transformer soaking up all the astrological powers of the universe, you are bringing the whole tempest right to your candle, and you're using your candle as that focal point. It's like a prism through a crystal in so many ways. So even gentle storms contain useful energy. A snow that blankets the earth can be used for protection, or to slow things down if events are moving too fast. Strong winds whistling around windows can be harnessed into a candle or other physical object, which in turn may be useful in trying to move a stagnant situation along or breathe new life into an old project. Magical alphabets also fall under the air category. Only your imagination becomes the limit. So we got to talk about fire, the element of fire. So working with the element of fire may be more difficult for some of you than for others. Those who are not permitted open flame in their rooms or other areas of the house will have to be inventive. Don't feel bad. You can do it outside. Certain members of the armed forces, depending on their location, and adults in other specialized environments due to either employment or housing restrictions, all got this problem. That doesn't mean you can't use the fire sigils or deities. If you can visualize a flame in your mind, that's really all you need. Because once again, it's about the personal, integrated, visionary, spiritual relationship of the individual. So when we invite fire into our circle at the south quarter, we are visualizing the eternal flame of spirit. It never, ever dies. Fire is the sizzle of creativity and the eruption of passion. Fire is also difficult to control, so you must always be extra cautious when working with living flame. Never, ever fall asleep with a candle lit in the house or a stick of incense in the house. No matter how witchy you may like it, how safe you feel with a little glass candle, just put it out. Just put it out. Don't drink too much wine and fall asleep on the couch, and then the cat knocks it over, and then you're done for, because these things happen. So respect the elements. If you start a flame of even the smallest ember, make sure that it goes out when you're done with your ritual and you do not take your eye off this. Okay, thank you. So anyway, where water consumes, fire bites and gnaws. Don't forget that. With fire, we have the legend of the phoenix, where we can rise from the ashes of what was and embrace what will be with joy, looking forward to the change. Fire is strength, power, protection, and the ability to change from one state to another. It is enlightenment and extremely potent, but like air, it can represent truth and knowledge through purification. The kindling of a fire in many cultures relates to birth and death, the cycle of life, which is why witches call the cross quarters fire festivals. They are Candlemas, Beltane, Lammas, and Samhain. In almost every culture, fire is the representation of manifested deity. Fire is also the great destroyer. The 3 zodiac signs relating to fire are Aries, for beginnings and inspirational fire, Leo, the steadfast fire, and Sagittarius, the hunter, changing fire. If you wanted to begin a project with zest and zeal, start when the moon is in Aries. The only problem with this sign, unlike the others, is that its energy tires out not long after it gets going. A second ritual or spell in another sign is usually required to carry on the work. When the moon is in Leo, magics for courage, a happy home, and defending others work well. In Sagittarius, a jolly, social energy, work for expansion, and adapting to circumstances. So with fire symbols, the alchemical sigil for fire is the upright triangle, a male symbol meaning action and movement. Remember, the gender association doesn't mean only boys can use the symbol or this or that. It's the negative, positive, AC/DC, male-female association we're talking about. And this is just a medieval way of categorizing energy that would make sense to them, that we never quite got away from. But we understand these days that old language is old language. We can reinterpret this as we want in our politically correct modern language of the 2021, 2022, whenever you're hearing this, or later. The upright triangle is the burning way, the path to truth, light, and transformation through self-motivated activity. Drawn in the magic circle, it can be the focus of manifestation, and in Greek was described as the cosmic birth, probably from what we now call the Big Bang theory of universal creation. In some ceremonial circles, it is called the all-seeing eye, with 9 beams of light drawn from the top point of the design. This is the eye of the goddess. And the god. In Egyptian mythology, the all-seeing eye of the god often belonged to the goddess. Like the earth and air alchemical symbols, this one can be inscribed on candles, used in the sewn on altar cloths and robes, and activated in spells and rituals. With fire, there is no end to the creativity. And again, you do not need to... It does everything that a demonic sigil will do in your own hands. It's just the triangle. You know, in Legend of Zelda, when Link holds that thing up, there you go. It's not gold, it's fire. That's it. That's all you got. You got a lighter in your hand, there you go, bam. You got a bonfire, bam. Right there. In European history, bonfires bound culture and religion together, especially on the solar holidays, 8 high holy days. These conflagrations earned the title of need fires because at dawn, all the fires in the home were extinguished. In a group celebration, on top of a hill or elevated outdoor area, an appointed person would rub 2 sticks together to create the need flame, which was transferred to a large pile of wood, dried grasses, and herbs. Each person from the countryside would take a torch home to relight their own hearth fire. In some craft traditions today, the fire candle in the altar setup is called the need flame, and a cauldron's fire, hearth fire, or bonfire is dubbed the need fire. Living fire in the modern circle is used in a variety of ways. The bonfires can be lit on the 8 high holy days to invoke or banish. Cauldron fires, with proper supervision, even for adults, might be the focus of dance magic, where the flame spirals to the beat of the music, or in a more sedate atmosphere as the center of petition magic. Outdoor grills or barbecue pits with hanging conveniences for pots provide a way to brew potions and notions of magical interest. Hearth fires, should you be lucky enough to have a fireplace, can also provide a vehicle for the magic of the flame. Don't forget the ever-favorite candle or oil lamps used historically before candles, with scented or colored oil for added effect. Now, invoking and banishing pentagrams of fire. In ceremonial groups, the witches often stand at the south quarter and draw the invoking pentagram of fire to open the portal. When dismissing the quarter, the banishing pentagram of fire would then follow. As with the other examples, earth and air, begin in the direction of the arrow on the figure pictured. You guys don't have the pentagram there in your non-audio land, but when you use sigil magic, you can draw a flame in the center of the pentagram. To stop gossip, draw the banishing pentagram of fire with black indelible marker on the back of a white ceramic plate. Place the plate over the offending party's name so that the pentagram is facing you when you look at it. If you don't know who started the rumor, write the rumor of, and then fill in the false accusation. Leave the plate on top of the rumor until circumstances fizzle. Now, that's one of those fun ones. But so, meditation of fire. Although this is an outdoor meditation, you can change it to fit your circumstances if necessary. You will need your favorite powdered incense, not the self-lighting variety. Sidewalk chalk, optional. A small grill, self-lighting charcoal. I don't recommend lighter fluid for anyone of any age. A grill lighter or long matches, a piece of paper on which you have written a special wish, and a selection of plain small stones. Depending on your age, you may need your parents' permission to work with the grill. If they say no, don't sweat it. Just do the ritual at noon under the sun. First, draw a circle around yourself with the sidewalk chalk. If you can't do that, use your fingers instead. Put the grill in the center of the circle. Make sure you can sit far enough away from the grill so that there's no chance of being burned whatsoever. With the stones, lay out an upright triangle around the grill. Put a few pieces of charcoal in the grill, not too much. This isn't a barbecue for 100. Sprinkle your incense over the charcoal. In most magical operations, the smoke from a fire represents your prayers moving from this plane of existence to the divine. Scented smoke is employed to draw the attention of pleasant spirits who will help to move these prayers or wishes along. Ground and center. Draw the invoking fire pentagram in the air over the grill. Take a deep breath and relax. Light the fire. As you watch the flames, think about what fire means. Power, transformation, success, rising from difficulty, divine inspiration, creativity. Let your mind wander. Allow your thoughts to dance with the flames. When you have finished, repeat your wishes aloud and throw the paper into the fire. As you watch it burn, say, blessings in fire, higher and higher, until the paper is consumed. You might also chant the word change. When you are through, thank divinity and the element of fire. Wait until the fire dies down, and then draw the banishing fire pentagram over the grill. Not too close. Do not leave the grill untended while it still contains the fire. You may choose to sit and simply enjoy the out of doors while you wait for the ashes to cool. If you can't use fire in a literal sense, then close your eyes under the noon sun and walk through the same mental associations. Hold the paper up to the sun and repeat your wish. You can use that same chant. Fold the paper and save it until your wish comes true. Then dispose. Inside, you can use a tea candle in a cauldron rather than an outdoor grill idea. So fire and magical operations. Under the earth and air categories, we discussed the three primary uses of any element: mental, astral, physical. Visualizations of fire are as varied as those of other elements: candle flame, the sun, starlight, laser beam, campfire, cauldron fire, roaring inferno, the backyard grill, a chimera, leaping flames, or the steady pilot light in your stove, furnace, or water heater. Like other elements, we can add the astral projection in the physical plane in fire magic. Astrally, the salamanders or fire elementals can provide the energy and movement we need in the realm, or you can simply feel the essence in the working. Physically, we have the ability to make and tend a fire in a contained area, whether we're talking about a simple votive candle or lighting a ritual bonfire for a high holiday. Although we don't create it, lightning also falls in this category and can be used to add extra zap to holy water or other magical projects or potions. Fireworks can provide additional punch to any magical working, though again, caution is mandatory, and for the sake of your parents' sanity, stick with those items approved by your parents. Witches involved in ritual drama, rituals conducted like plays on stage, will use special effects such as flash paper, flash powder, flash cotton, and other illusionary marvels. However, all these items carry an element of danger that can't be discounted. Spices from the kitchen visually soup up a fire the same way without endangering anyone. Try pumpkin spice to create glorious colors in an outdoor fire. Coating logs or charcoal with sweet-smelling herbal mixtures or incenses will provide safe, interesting visual effects, as well as create a pleasant, magical atmosphere. However, read the package carefully. Some incenses contain a self-burning ingredient, which means that a charcoal brick to keep it going isn't required, and once lit, it will burn on its own. You should always keep your face away from either type when burning, but use particular care when the self-burning variety. With the right conditions, which can happen too often, fire can move faster than a cheetah. Okay? So in magic, witches use fire to stir the passions and ignite creativity in oneself. To purify, to celebrate an event, they need fire. To actively release a magical operation, such as burning a paper petition or using a sparkler, or to find solace and comfort in meditation by concentrating on a single flame. And also to dance for the hunters. It's the ritual of the hunt in our earliest form, most likely. So to light any object, candle, oil lamp, or bonfire proclaims birth and transformation. Like any magical energy, each element has two sides, creation and destruction. Fire magic is used to destroy bad habits, consume negativity, and burn away those things that we no longer need in our lives. The most popular form of destructive fire involves petition magic, wherein the problem or difficulty is written on something flammable and offered to the fire for consumption. In most cases, the flammable material is a piece of paper, though on occasion other things are burned, such as photographs, bits of yarn, ribbon, or cloth, or images made of wood or wax. Of the four elements, fire is the most dangerous in a magical circle. Burning items can emit noxious fumes, and wax images can billow like an inferno. contained outdoor fires are recommended if you have any doubt whatsoever on how the material chosen will combust. Most witches have cast iron cauldrons with a lid for limited indoor burning and larger ones for out of doors. They may also have cast iron chimeras for outdoor work. Keep in mind that these pots and other devices get very hot on the outside, and you can burn yourself terribly by touching them. Remember to place cauldrons on fire-safe tiles or cement, and always have a fire extinguisher nearby. Many witches place lighters under their altars so that fire is readily available. Some have pockets in their robes and keep the lighters safely tucked on their person. Few witches use matches, believing that the sulfur on the match head contaminates this ritual circle and magical operation, which I, Doktor Zeero, also truly believe as well. Avoid sulfur in your magical rituals unless you're attempting to summon a spirit. Because sulfur of the match is a igniting element to bring those sort of forces in. That's what they say, the smell of sulfur. Well, there's an interesting chain reaction with that, with the whole chain of life. So that's a little magic secret right there. Avoid the sulfur candle. I'm sorry, the sulfur match unto the candle. All right, that's all for today, and we will continue later. So I don't have a Patreon, I don't have a PayPal, I don't take money, I don't do this or that, but please do subscribe and let others people know that this little program is on the internets, because I can't promote myself. I can't. I'm Doktor Zeero. That's the thing. I can't. I need you guys to do it. I need you to please do it just for me. It's be fucking awesome. Just post me all over the place. Post me. Oh, you want it? Okay. Anyway, bye guys. See you next time.
That the music goes round and round. You forgot to remember, you got to swing in this man's town. So sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La la, whoa. Now you're singing with a swing. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La la, whoa. Now you're singing with a swing. But when the music goes around, everybody goes to town. Here's one thing you ought to know. Oh, baby, oh. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La, la, whoa. Now you're singing with a swing. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La, la, whoa. Now you're singing with a swing. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La, la, whoa. Now you're singing with a swing. But when the music goes around, everybody goes to town. Here's one thing you ought to know. Oh, baby, oh. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La, la, whoa. Now you're singing with a swing. Sing, la.